Hello, loves. This is Emme, the founder and owner of the Magical Mystic Divinity Academy, Legacy Builders Academy, TV personality behind Moments of Mindfulness, and best-selling author, publisher, the like. Guys, I have been conflicted about this message for a while, and I'm going to make this really short, but I do want to talk a little bit about magic with the K at the end. If you don't use K, that's fine. Magic. And I'm not talking about parlor tricks or stage shows. I'm talking about utilizing energy to get what you want. Now, unfortunately, as with anything, I think, anything that once it starts getting popular, a lot of times people start watering it down, trying to make it a whole lot of things that it's not. And so I really want to talk about the very basics of what magic is so that you understand what you're doing. There are more and more people than ever getting into it. I'm really excited about that. It's always a good thing when people are open to exploring their power and tapping into their energetic reserves to create the life that they really desire. That is a good thing. That will always be a good thing. But there are other sides to that story. And so a lot of people do it and they think candles are the magic, or they think oils are the magic, or crystals are the magic. And they put the magic in the tool when the magic is in you, right? And the tool is an enhancement to, or something for you to channel and purify your energy through, right? So let's get into just, first of all, the very basic. What is magic? It's energetic manipulation. So when scientists get in the lab and they change the nature of the energy of a plant and turn that thing into a drug, okay, that's magic. Just because they call it science and that's what they're doing, they are alchemizing a plant. Alchemy, before it was, and here's the thing, now they call it chemistry. And some parts of alchemy they call biology, but it is alchemy, right? And alchemy is very much magic. Now, magic is not the unexplainable. Some of it is unexplainable, but there's a lot of things we got titles and names for and we still don't understand it. And so it's not just the things that can't be understood. Magic is a force of your will acting upon energy to change the nature, the flow, the texture, the movement, the manifestation of that energy in your life. Magic is for everybody. That's why when I say magic is for everybody, it's because the truth of what it is, it's for everybody. Everybody does it anyway, okay? There are a lot of aspects to magic that you've been doing all your life. You just never knew of that as magic or never put that together, so it was just simple. And magic is the language of nature. Most of the things that you do in magic are very much natural. It might not be natural in the beginning because you've already been taught how to live without it. But when it comes back into your life, you discover that it is in the breath. It is in the thought. It is in the feeling, right? More than anything else. Now, as I said in the beginning, okay, my name is Emme. I am the owner and purveyor of magical goods, but I am the owner of the Magical Mystic, which is an occult store in West Monroe, Louisiana, and I sell all over the world. I ship to every country you could ship to, and I ship magical goods. Even having said that, magic begins way before the tool is introduced. You can buy my products and get nowhere, just like anybody else's, because you don't aim it. What is magic? Energetic manipulation. For what? That's important. That's a good question. For what? Why am I manipulating this energy? What do I want to accomplish? What's the end goal? How does this game finish? What am I looking to bring into my physical reality or remove from it, for that matter? Magic is the language of nature, but it is fueled by purpose. It is fueled by what they call intention. Intention is a good word. I like intention. I use intention because all of you guys understand intention, but in my real-time magic, I don't use intention. I make divine decrees and declarations, and I back them up energetically. And you grow into that place. Loves, magic is not all this woo. You don't have to peel snakes, cook the skin, and eat it to get power. You don't have to stop eating meat to have power. I know somebody gonna be mad because I said that. I eat all the meat in the world and I ain't seen a vegan yet that's fucking with me. I'm just being honest, right? And so it's not all of the things that people try to get you consumed with so that you're forever and ever on a path to what seems to be nowhere, and you have no way to measure if it's working for you. I don't teach that. Everybody who has ever studied under me, they tell you one thing I stand for. I created that as the epitome of ascension, proof of power. If you have power, there should be proof of it, okay? If you have spiritual power, you should be able to create change, especially in your own life, okay? Proof of power is not all the way out here with everybody else. That too, but that's later. First, it has to be very personal. When I started, I didn't know, nobody had said anything to me about proof of power. It's something I created. But it was in my passion for it. It's like, look, I'll give myself all the way over to this thing, but this thing better work, because if it don't work, I'm not going to pretend that it does, right? So I was studying with all these different people, and they're trying to make me have faith again. I did that for 18 years. I was a preacher for 18 years. I understand faith, and I'm not doing that anymore. I didn't leave one faith system to enter into another. This either works or it doesn't. If I can't see any proof, I'm not staying. And that's just the reality. And as I moved through studies, I realized that the only way for me to judge if something is working is to apply it to my life for specific outcomes and see if it come to pass or not, and not be afraid of whether it does or whether it doesn't. It's like I'm not going to try to make this be something that it's not. What I do know is that in real time, I want to heal my body. And so in real time, I'm going to push energy. In real time, I'm going to sit with myself in meditation. In real time, I'm going to be mindful of all these truths and be mindful of the decision that I'm making and how I feel, and taking into account all the things that I've learned. And I'm going to see what they do. If it don't do nothing, it don't do nothing. Ain't no point in me pretending. Because if it don't do anything, I'm going to still have some sickness in my body that I need to move. Right? That's the reality of magic. You are applying spiritual, energetic pressure because you have a goal or an outcome that you're working toward. It's no different than blowing up balloons, because ultimately you intend to make a balloon wall. But to do that, you got to blow up these balloons. You got to tie them off, and then you got to affix them in the right way to this balloon wall that you're creating. You have an end game, and everything about your actions lead you to that end game. The end game guides you on in. It's like the beacon telling you to come in this way, right? A lot of us energetically, we just burn a candle. I'm going to see what happened. What were you waiting for it to happen? I'm going to slather up in this oil and see if anything changed. Like what? What do you want to change? One girl bought a wealth ritual from me once, and mines are high because they motherfucking work, right? So she bought a wealth ritual from me, and I said, so what's the intention? She said, I want more money. I was like, okay, I need to know how much more. She was like, it don't matter to me. So the next day after the ritual burned, and we went into it, right? But the next day after the ritual burned, she found $1 on the ground. And then her job called her in. I guess that was the second week with a 25-cent raise. And she was excited and mad, right? She was like, I want more than that. You should have said that, right? You should own what you really want. If you don't know what you're pushing your energy toward, how can you measure whether or not you're powerful or successful at it, right? And if you can't repeat that in various aspects of your life, then how do you know that you were lucky that one time that it worked? Magic is a practice. It is a practice. And the more you do it, the more dynamic you become at it, because you begin to tap into the various kinds of energy, right? That move things. You start to understand how your energy flows, what activates you, what makes your energy big and expansive, and what contracts you and make your energy tight. What triggers the protective, what triggers the abundant and the opulent. You begin to understand yourself energetically, and then everything, you're in communication with the world, but it's an energetic communication, and suddenly you start to realize that the world is not against you, it's for you, and that everything in it can be wielded. Everything in you can be wielded. Your successes and your failures alike. One of the things that I have a lot of clients who are on TV, who are in radio, who are professionals, top of the line professionals, professional chefs, doctors, PhDs, and physical doctors, right? So I have those kind of clients, lawyers as well, and they always make mention that I make magic make sense. It's like it was never not supposed to make sense. When you find that things don't make sense, somebody is complicating it unnecessarily. This world ain't full of a whole bunch of concepts you can't understand. You're a part of this world and every concept in this world. Okay? So you're going to understand it. You can understand it. And if you don't understand it, somebody don't want you to understand it. You're not dumb. You may not reason the way I reason. You may not reason as quickly as she reasons. You may not think of things the way he thinks of things, but you're not dumb. You don't lack capacity to learn and understand. And so the most important journey you'll ever take when you're on a magical journey, the most important part of it is inside of you. You are unlocking power within you. Candles help me focus my energy. And it helps me set altars outside of myself that represent the truth and the contents of my heart that has been purified through thought and reasoning. I don't just wildly go after my heart. There's going to be something else, just like yours, right? But I purify my intentions with my reasoning. I make sure by the end of it, I can make that a divine decree, a divine declaration, because I have thought through where I'm going and how I want this thing to look. And so magic opens doors and creates agreements, and it purifies your focus so that your actions are not all over the place and your mind all over the place and your words being devastating to your own foundation. Magic makes sense. Magic is sense. Of course, magic seems wise. Magic is wisdom. Witches were called the wise ones. They were wise workers, they called them. Those who know. There's a lot of things they said about them. And it always made sense. Don't let TV fool you. And don't let people who have suffered all their life from rejection, who are just looking to gain somebody to agree with them and make them feel okay and normal in their idiosyncrasies, don't let them fool you either. You are magic. The fact that you are here is proof of motherfucking power. It is proof of manifestation. The odds were not in your favor, but yet here you stand. Guys, I'm going to ask you to go by my website if you're interested in some tools. It's magicalmystic.com, and that's Magickal, mystic.com. If you want some classes, I also have an apprenticeship. You can go by divinityacademy.com. And then if you want to connect, I am at Emme Official on Facebook and YouTube, Facebook and Instagram. And I am also at Magical Mystic on Instagram and Facebook. And I look forward to talk to you again soon. Bye.